really understand the previous lecture. I just wanted to know what exactly I should do now because I'm not able to con. Yeah, I'm really not so well since last 2 weeks, and I'm just attending the lecture, but the concept and I'm not able to give my like lots of time to revise and do all this like study quiz you're giving. So I just like one question.
Just go through the videos once again, whatever you've missed, and then the work on the case study. That should give you a better exposure.
But like you have videos. Yeah, I do have videos. I always get an email. But another thing is that if I have any doubt, is that okay if I like email you like late and
yeah, you can email me, but you will expect an email probably in my morning times or something.
Yes, yes. And like, can I have like someone contacts from from my batch? So if at all I have like some doubt, I can even like email him or like I can talk to that person.
Yeah, I'll do that, Mukesh. I'll send that.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Let's get started. So, in our previous session, we were discussing about the Hive, and even today's session we'll be talking on Hive, right? Hive being very important a component. We have to deal with different other features of Hive. We'll start slowly on. So we spoke about partitioning in Hive. Of course, I'm meant to talk about bucketing, which I'll be doing that in today's session. Just to give a break, I would like to talk about a few joins on top of Hive, right? So we know there could be different joins available in Hive because Hive does behave just like an RDBMS. You can apply an inner join, you can apply outer join, you can apply left outer join, right outer join. I would request you to just give a read on how these joins work. Just in RDBMS, how do they work the same way the joins work in Hive as well. But today I'm going to talk about something that doesn't exist in your normal RDBMS, which is nothing but map side join. So what does it mean? Map side join. I'll tell you a scenario. I'm working for, let's say, an organization, which is a bank, let's say, okay, ABC. Now, they have two set of tables. One is transaction table, and another thing is offers table, right? So here, what bank is planning to do is, based on the transactions that a customer does, they are planning to give offers to the customer. But tell me something, that how many transactions would be there and how many offers would be there. I mean, basically, these two are like two different tables. Transactions, that happens very frequently. So what happens is your transactions could be in millions or in billions, whereas offers could be in limited number, right? I mean, they could design 100 offers or 500 offers or 1,000 offers or 10,000 offers. If you're talking about a huge set of offers, it could be 10,000 offers. Okay, so transactions can be of 10 million records, and offers could be of 10K records or something. Let's see. Now, based on the transactions that a customer does, they wanted to give some offers to the customer. So, the transaction amount is something that they have to join with the offers table, and they have to come to a conclusion on which offer should they give to this particular customer. Okay, so but when you see this, one table is very huge and one table is kind of small table. So I have one table with 10 million records and another table with 10k records. Now when I'm joining these two tables, when I apply an inner join, how many times do you think join condition will be evaluated? How many times do you think join condition will be evaluated? Can anyone answer this? Dhruv, I'll come back to your question. So, how many times when I have, you can raise your hand, I will unmute you. When I have a table of 10 million records and I have a table of 10k records, when I'm joining both these tables, how many times do you think the join condition will be evaluated? Yeah, LT, please go ahead.
Does it have any indexes or
no? No. Let's say there are no indexes.
Then still it may go through 10 million times.
What about if I have indexes?
If you have indexes in both, then the number of joins will come down. The time will come down.
Time will come down, but the joins will be the same.
It joins, if you have indexes, then it depends upon that. Maybe that 10k will go still it will go minimum 10k.
Oh, is that true?
Do you have both do you have both indexes in both tables or no?
No, here in this case, I'm just wondering if your indexes would bring down the join count. Let me check on that. But see, let's assume for now. Let's assume for now there are no indexes on both the tables, and you're joining 10 million record table with a 10k record table, and it obviously takes 10 million times because every record has to be evaluated against the offers table, right? So I mean, even when you have indexes, they would join for 10 million times, I think, LT, because every record has to be evaluated against the record in your offers. Based on that, they'll come up with the offer ID. Am I correct?
Yeah, you are right. But if it is indexes, it will go faster. That's all. Still, it will go for all the records.
Yeah, that I agree. Indexes will make your query to run fast, but the thing is, your join will be evaluated for 10 million times for sure. Yeah, thank you. Now, going back to our discussion. So, when you have a join to be evaluated for 10 million times, that's fine. But the only problem is when I look at my smaller table, that's what makes me little confused. Like, should I go for 10 million times? But obviously, you have to go for 10 million times because there is no option of cutting down this 10 million times to any shorter version. Because after all, it's a join. Every record has to be evaluated. So keeping that in mind, when you have two tables, one with huge set of records, another with lesser number of records, then it is recommended to go with map side join. So what's the advantage of map side join? It's again very straightforward. When you are applying map side join, I'm not denying the fact that I'm gonna again million times. Whatever be the join, you're going to run through 10 million times for sure. But how this 10 million records or 10 million join happens is something that will be differentiated when you apply a normal join and when you apply a map side join. Let's see that, how that's going to happen, right? Okay, first thing, when you are applying a map side join, you have to set a property called set hive dot auto dot convert dot join equal to true. When you set this property, Hive will understand that, hey, this guy is gonna apply some map side join. Okay, let me run a map side join. So when you apply this property, what happens is your smaller table will be scanned initially. And This smaller table will be built as hash map, right? Or a hash table, I can say it as, with key value. Key would be obviously the columns that you are joining on, and value are the columns that you are selecting. And this hash table will be uploaded to distributed cache. Okay. So what is distributed cache? It's a simple term. I mean, a cache which is distributed across all the data nodes. For example, let's say I have 10 data nodes. I would take certain memory from each data node and I'll combine that, which I'll call it as distributed cache. Now, data node 1 wanted to upload some data to distributed cache, same can be referred by data node 2 or data node 3. So that means it's like acts like a file server. Anyone can upload, anyone can access it. So distributed cache is a cache memory that is distributed across all the nodes in your cluster. Okay. So this particular hash table, which is built on smaller table, will be uploaded into distributed cache. Third thing, what happens is, like I told, number of times this join has to be evaluated would be 10 million times for sure. But let's say for this particular join, I've got 10 mappers. Let's say, okay, each mapper will take 1 million record of the larger table, and it will apply the join again as the hash table, which is uploaded into distributed cache. Now, look at the performance gain I get. Rather than applying 10 million times, and applying ideally 1 million time only, because each map will take 1 million records. So this join of 10 million records will happen parallelly. That's one thing. Second thing, this join is not happening on top of disk, rather it is happening on top of distributed cache. That's another performance gain. Third thing, join, though it's happening on distributed cache, you are not doing the join on top of the table, rather you're doing it on top of a hash map, because hash map is 10 to 20 times faster than your normal table, because you've already split that into key value, so your join will be evaluated further quickly. So there you go. When I have my map side join enabled, my join will be a lot faster when you compare it with the normal join. Hope this concept is clear with everyone. How map side join works. But there is a serious limitation. When you are applying a map side join, this one of your table should be small. And how small it should be? It should be small enough that fits into distributed caching. If let's say this 10K records are of 10 GB size, and if my distributed cache is of only 5 GB, how will it upload this offers table as a hash map into distributed cache, because there is no sufficient space, right? So that's when the problem is. So if you are not able to upload something into distributed cache, you're not supposed to run map side join. But how will I know what's the current space of distributed cache, current size of my table? So you need not calculate anything. You will tell Hive set hive.auto.convert.join equal to true. Then what Hive does is immediately it will calculate the size of your offers table. And if it is fittable into your distributed cache, that's when it goes and runs the map side join. If not, it will run a normal join. Right? You don't have the authority to directly go and run the map side join. It is something that Hive decides whether to go with map side or a normal join. Hope this is clear with everyone. Right? The concept, the theoretical concept, is it fine with everyone? If someone has raised hand, let me go further.
Unmuted.
Yeah, Mukul, please go ahead.
Yes. I didn't understand how a smaller table gets converted to hash map, and I mean how that key value is going to help in less
Yeah,
number of joins.
okay, I'll tell you what. Okay, converting it into hash table is straightforward. Okay? I have a table with let's say 4 columns. Okay, and what I'm supposed to do is I'm supposed to convert it into a hash table. Simple. I will take the column that is required for me, or the column that I'm using during the join. Right? Let's say column three is something that I'm using for the join against the table two. Okay. So
Okay.
let's start from t1 dot start from a table. Okay, let me write the query and it makes the picture. Okay, select t1 dot star, let's say, from, or select star from transactions. Maybe I'll just put it as t1 along here. Join offers t2 on t1 dot column 3 equal to, let's say, t2 dot column 3. This is my join condition. Okay.
Okay.
Now this column 3 from table 2, which is your offers table, will be the key, and rest all columns, let's say it has 5 columns, column 1, column 2, column 4, column 5 will be your value here in your hash map.
Okay.
It's a matter of extracting one column and building it as a hash table. So building hash table is straightforward. But how is it helping me in applying the join as, one second. Okay, thank you. So how it is helping me in join is, when you are applying a join, let's take this scenario. Column 3 is something that I have to extract from table 2 as well as table 1. Rather than extracting for every record when you are applying join, what I'll do is I'll simply refer to my hash map because it's already extracted. Right? So that way, definitely it's gonna help me to have the join evaluated quickly because I already have the extracted data for my smaller table available in the format of a hash table. That's what increases my performance, right? So I need not look where column 3 is, bring it to the RAM, and then apply the join. I need not do all this workarounds which I do it in my RPPMS because my table is already in terms of hash map, which is my key column is already there, on top of which I'm applying the joins. So I'm straightforward applying the join, which improves my performance. Right?
Yeah. Okay.
Did that give clarity?
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
No problems. So any you did questions, guys? Regarding movies dataset on 3H3, I tried max of rating, forward partition by year for movies, always showing error. Similarly for probably like drop me an email, then I will have a look at it. Right? Drop me an email with an error what you're facing, then I'll let you know what's wrong with your query. Yeah. And so yeah, can we do multi-level partition? That's a good question, Drew. I'll convey that probably after discussing about certain features of Hive. And yes, your multi-level partitioning is possible. One second, Lakshmi is not able to join the session. One second, let me post her the new meeting link. Maybe she's not listening to that. Okay. So because that everyone understood how this map side join works, let me show how it practically works. Okay. So let's log in into Hive. So $h input. $h input. Hmm, yeah, I'll take this mj input 1. I'll take this data set, okay, just to see how this thing works. The mj input. Let me take two of these data sets. Use batch 26. Create table. I'll just give it as big tab id int name string row format delimited fields terminated by type. Okay. Similarly, I'll create a small tab without it has a single column. I'll name it as small tab. Now load data local in path. Where is my path? This is the path. Into table big tab. Right? Similarly, for small tab, I'm going to load it as mj input 2. Now select star from big tab, small tab. Yeah. Now let me apply join on both of this. Normal join. I'm not going with map side join. Select t1 dot star or something from big tab d1 join small tab t2 on t1 dot id equal to t2 dot id. Okay, let's run as normal join. Okay. Okay, it had automatically converted that into map side join. See, because I'll tell you what. Your hive-site.xml may have had this property. I told you one property, right? Set hive.auto.convert.join equal to true. See here? In your hive-site.xml, they've enabled this. That's why when I run a normal join, it got automatically converted into map side join. Set hive.auto.convert.join equal to false. So if I set it, when I run this query, it's going to run a normal map side join, I mean normal inner join. But see here, it took 25 seconds to give me the output with a map side join. Okay, what happened here is here, what it does is see whatever we have discussed. First, it's going to build an hash table and it's going to upload that into your distributed cache. Once the file is uploaded into distributed cache, that's when your mappers are going to get launched. And you have to understand Why it is not, why it is called as a map side join is there are no reducers there. If you could see, number of reducers is set to 0 since there is no reduce operator. Why is there, why there is no reduce operator? Because we have eliminated the uses of reduce. We are going to do the entire thing with a single mapper, with the mappers itself. Here, what happened is, this query had launched, okay, both of them took almost the same time, but I'll tell you what. See, what happens is, here there is no reduce operator, but whatever we have taught, like building the hash table, uploading it into distributed cache, and then joining, everything happens automatically, right? The way that we've discussed is something that happened here. But look at here, it runs in the same old fashion. You'll have mappers, you will have reducers. It runs like the way that we know already, right? So it takes more time. It should ideally take more time when you compare it with your map side join. But because that we are using lesser data sets or the size of your data is less, it is getting completed within comparable time limits. But usually your map side join would be a lot faster than you compare it with a normal join. Okay, is that clear, everyone? Or any questions? And in my second run, what I've done is I've put a hive.auto.convert.join equal to false. I've done, and then I've run the query. Now it worked. As a normal join. Yeah. Mukul, go ahead, please.
Unmuted.
So Surya, when should we use map side join?
For every join, you can use map side join, because you don't have that headache, right? Whether should I run actually map side join or not? Let the Hive decide. For everything, you set the property like set hive.auto.convert.join equal to true, and let your join run, and then let Hive decide whether to go with map side join or a normal join. But what usually it will be recommended is you go with map side join when one of your table is of good records, good number of records, and one of your table is of smaller number of records.
Okay, so when such is the case, we should always set that property to true and let Hive decide whether it's going for
Absolutely.
map side join, right?
Absolutely. That's why this is already being said, right? In hive-site.xml, that's why let the Hive take the headache. That's
Okay.
why they have said this hive dot this particular property true. That's why every join will be first tried to run as a map side join. If that doesn't work, then it goes with a normal join.
Okay, and lastly, can we call this optimization?
Of course, it is an optimization.
Okay, thank you.
Muted.
Any other questions? Anyone? So, can I assume everyone is clear so far? Yeah, Dhruv, please.
Yeah, I have a question. Like, if we are having a partition table and small partitions are sufficiently small to fit in the distributed cache, then in that would this map side join would be preferred or inner join the normal by how?
When your smaller table is small and it can happily fit into distributed cache, yeah, that's a straightforward case, right? You can go with a map side join.
No, the full table size is bigger in total, but if we are using partition in that table like we have seen previously,
yeah, I'm about to convey that. See, there is another limitation here.
Okay.
Let me talk about that and then I'll come back to your point. See, what I told is one table should be small and it has to be fit into distributed cache. That's one of the serious checks that we will have in map side join. But when one of my table is partitioned, let's say transaction table is partitioned on something like transaction date or something, or some other column region or something. So even your offers table is assumed to be partitioned on the same column when you are applying distributed caching. Okay, that's another limitation. So when you have partitions, right, your data, your join will be further fast when you compare it with a non-partition table. But both the tables has to be partitioned on the same column, right? That's another serious limitation. But yes, what you said is absolutely true, that when I have partitions, so that's fine. I mean, I take the partition of my transaction, take the partition of my offers, I apply the join, but even then your abstract join only will get triggered. Got that too?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, let me talk about, probably now I'll talk about service. Okay, initially I'll start with, do I have JSON data here? Okay, let's start with XML then first. Okay, so let's take a sample XML file, sample1.xml, any XML for that matter. Okay, I've got two records, I guess, right? Some kind of data I have. Now, what I would like to do is, I would like to convert each of this record. I mean, because everything in a single, I mean, every individual entry is in single line, right? That's not the way it has to be. Until here, it has to be in one line, and until here, it has to be in another line. Okay, so let's try to do something with this. Maybe I'll copy this. To your batch 26. Oh, get here, batch 26. Okay, I've uploaded this into batch 26 path. Now, what I would like to do is, I would like to remove this new line characters. Maybe I'll do it here. One comma dollar as replace new line with null globally. So everything comes into a single line. Next, what I would like to do is, I would like to, okay, replace this with a new line. I mean, slash this with a new line. I'll show you how it has to be done. I'll just simply show you first. Set. What I'll do is replace. I'll use this. But what I will have to replace is this one slash employee with same thing slash employee and then a new line. Okay, so globally I have to do that. Let's see how it's here. Okay, first what I've done is I've took everything into a single line, and then what I've done is I've replaced this employee, this is the end tag, with employee new line. So everything comes into a single line. So I mean everything comes into individual line. That's what I meant by. I'm gonna use set hyphen I sample.xml, which reflects these changes into that XML files here. Every individual employee record is in a separate line. Okay, so far so good. Now what I have to do is I have to load this XML file into a table in Hive. But so far what I've done is I've done the pre-processing. Like I may not understand this XML data, right? So I mean, if it has to understand XML data, I have to do the pre-processing, like put every record, every entry into a separate line. That's what I've done here. Now, what I have to do is I have to load this into an normal table first of all. I mean the temp table, and then from temp to perm, I'm gonna load which should parse this XML file and load it as a normal data. Let's see how we are going to do that. First, let's create a normal XML table. I hope you're clear with what I've done. What I've done is first I've removed new line and I've brought everything into single line, and based on this hashtag I've separated them into separate lines. That's what I've done. I've done the pre-processing of my data. Okay, this is my sample data. I'm sorry. Where is it? Create table XML temp. I don't know how to load it into my temp table. What I'll simply do is I'll simply make it as data string because I don't know how to load it, right? So I'm just trying to create it as data string and then simply press enter. Now simply load this table, load data local in path you are under home cloudera batch 26 sample.xml into table xml underscore temp, right? You have loaded this table. Now select star from xml underscore temp. Should give you two records in the way that it looks in your XML, the same way it will be loaded because I've created a single column data string. Now, what I'll do is I'll create table XML underscore perm. Okay, I'm gonna create a table called XML underscore perm, but now I'm gonna use few things as select, right? Now I'm gonna use xpath underscore int because id is in integer column. So I'm gonna select the data from the data column in my temp table. So the tag that I'm gonna select is employee slash id. Okay, what did I do here? Probably this table xml underscore perm, I'm gonna load it from this xml underscore temp. While loading it, I'm using an parser called xpath underscore int to load this employee slash id. Similarly, what I'll do is I'll use xpath underscore string for data for employee slash name. Similarly, xpath underscore string data employee slash designation. Right? And then from clause from xml underscore temp. That's it. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to create a perm table as select I have a single column, but I have different tags there. I'm trying to pass each tag using XPath, but while passing, I have XPath underscore integer for integer kind of data, XPath underscore string for string type of data. When I press enter, it's going to launch MapReduce and load table to table, but past XML will be loaded into XML underscore perm. Let's see that. Because this is the first time I've used in create table. Otherwise, I would have used insert table. Insert into this table XML underscore perm, right? And then as select the same thing, which we have already done in our previous session, right? Select star from XML underscore perm. Describe XML underscore form. Yeah, because see, if I had given xpath underscore int, if I have given an alias as ID, as name, as designation, then it would have got its columns here. But I've not done that. Rather, I've simply loaded. That's why it is loading it as underscore C0, underscore C1, underscore C2. I've not given the alias there. If I had given the alias, it would have given the actual column. Okay. Hope this is clear to every one of you. How to load XML data into a table in Hive. See, it's simple again. First of all, you have to pass your XML file. If I have a normal XML file, what I'll do, first of all, you have this sample1.xml. What I have to do is, first of all, I have to bring every record into a single line. For that, $1, $s, replace new line with null I've done. Everything I've brought into new line. But see here, every record will be separated by the slash employee. So for that, what I've done, I've used the set command to replace the slash employee with slash employee new line. So everything after this would come into new line. So I might have had some 100 records or something. Everything will be coming into new line record wise. So then I will load it into my temp table. And sometimes I will load it into my form table using XPath. As simple as that. Okay. Hope this is clear to everyone. Any questions? Yeah. Lakan, please go ahead.
Lagging, the response is a bit slow, so I thought if you can do something.
Oh, what was that, Lakan?
No, it's completely lagging actually. There's the response was a bit slow.
Oh, I'm doing it fast. I mean, my voice is going fast and the video is going slow. Is it?
Yeah, it's going same thing, and sometimes like it doesn't go both. Both the video and your voice both get stuck.
Oh, is that the same case with everyone? LP, you are raising hands even for the same reason?
No, I'm okay. But your voice is good now. I didn't have any issues.
But one second. Then, yeah, I'll talk about your question just a moment.
Yeah.
Probably, Lakan, that should be a problem from your end. Lakan, I think
Okay. Let me check it.
Probably you can go with a video or something after the session. Yes, LG, please go ahead, sir.
Yeah, this XPath you said, is it standard or?
Yes, it is standard. It is standard.
So the employee also, whatever is there in the tag, you can give as it is, or it creates a.
No, it depends upon your XML tags. For that, I have employee tag and which ends with an child ID / name. That's why I've given employee / name. Right? It all depends upon your XML. If I have a different parent here and different child ending here, then I will give it as different hashtag. It all depends upon your XML.
Whatever the tags we can give.
Absolutely. See, I'll tell you why I'm calling this as SERDI is earlier there used to be a SERDI, which is to break this data into a normal text data and load it into Hive table. But that's taking a lot of time to pass XML files in your Hive, because if you could see, though I don't recommend you to do it that way, if you could see in my important docs in your home path, whichever I've shared, you would have had something like command lines or something. Inside that, sorry, for XML, I would have used some jar file, and then same XPath we would have used, but different story I would have used. Loading the table in a different way, I would have noted here. But that's not the way that you're supposed to do now, because this is taking a lot of time to pass your XML data. Now they have given the XPath direct usage to parse your XML data into a normal text data. So I don't recommend you to use this XML SERDI, rather directly use XPath and load your data into your Hive table, right?
Okay. I was the expert only. I was asking is a standard. And one small question. If you put a Hive, you are getting that you are getting that Hive arrow. Do you need to set up in shell or what? I'm not able to get that.
Which one are you talking about?
No, this is the basic question actually. If you are putting Hive, it goes to a Hive.
Okay, when I'm typing Hive and enter, it is going to Hive, right?
Hive, correct. For me, it's not going. Do I have to set up in some shell or?
It has to be already set up, right? You're talking about CDH3 or CDH5?
Yeah, CDH3. CDH3.
No,
I'm on CDH3.
Work fine. It should take you to, because see, it's not something that I've said. When you type which Hive, it tells you where Hive is installed. User bin Hive is where the Hive is installed, right? So it has to take it from there. It's not a setting that I've done or something.
Oh, okay. I thought you put it in a shell.
No, sir. It has to work for you as well. Just to give it right.
Okay,
do let me know. I'll see that.
Thank you. Sorry for that.
No problem. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Is there another hand? Yes, Mukesh. Go ahead, sir. I have a question. Why did we create that form table? Yeah. See, first what I've done is I've loaded it into temp table. From temp, I'm loading it into form by passing my XML data. I cannot straightforward pass and load it into a table, right? I have to use XPath. So I'm trying to refer to my temp table. In my temp table, I've loaded the data as it is, like how the XML data is. The same way here, when I've loaded into my temp table, it is looking like how the hash tags are. But I cannot analyze. If I wanted to run some analytics, I cannot analyze this kind of data, right? It's a kind of chunk data, I would say. You have to cleanse it. How do I clean? Using XPath. That's how I've used the upon table. Got that, Mukesh? Yeah. Any other questions, guys? I could see another hand raised, but not able to find the person. Oh, Lakan. Okay, got it. Go ahead, Lakan.
Sir, can you go over the HDFS, the terminal ones?
The same one you're talking about?
Yeah, same. Yeah. There, could you explain that set command, sir? Like set and the something you have written there, and next I've written set -I. So I did not get that. Why you have done that?
You're talking about the set command I've used to replace the data. Is that what you're talking about?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It is.
It's simple. What I've done is, I'll go to this data sets farm. So copy sample 1.xml to sample 2.xml, then I'll show you what's happening there. Okay, first I have this data here, something like this, right? This is where the data is. Now what I'll do is set replace new line with null globally. Okay. Now let's see what's gonna set replace new line with null or I can use saying something different. Okay, let's do it this way. I'll figure out that later. Okay. So what I'm trying to do is 1 comma dollar $s replace new line with null globally. Okay. Yeah, I'm done with that. So now when I cat XML2, everything is in a single line. Now what I have to do? I have to bring this records, individual records into individual lines. Until here is one of my record. And yes, from here to here, another record, right? So now what I would like to do is, I would like to put it this way, cat sample2.xml, and then I wanted to check set replace, I mean, I'm just,
That is like practical.
yeah,
Obviously.
okay, I'm just trying to replace this employee with employee, same thing, but with a new line. Okay.
Okay.
Now,
Okay, sir.
if you look at here, everything is getting separated into. But does that get reflected in XML file? No, because set is a streamline editor. It doesn't reflect the things into your actual file. So what you are trying to do is sample2.xml. I'm using -i option. -i will actually reflect the changes into your XML file. If I type this, now when I open sample2, there you go. The changes got reflected. -i is an option that you would use to make the changes reflected in your actual file.
Okay.
Got that?
Okay. Okay, so now I get that. Yeah. Thank you.
So any other questions, guys? So if everyone is comfortable, probably we will wind it up here. When I come back tomorrow, I have something called JSON SERD. I'll have to talk about what a SERD is. Probably if time permits, I'll also talk about Parquet SERD. These two things I'm going to talk about, and then I'm going to talk about bucketing and UDFs. See, because Hive is a very lengthy echo component, I have to talk about every individual topic clearly so that later on when you are working, it should be a cakewalk for you. Right? That's the main intention. Okay. Surya, I have heard something like Warden or CLDB in MAPA distribution. Sometime later, can we discuss MAPA distribution at a high level, please? Okay, sure, Lakan, I can, sorry, Sachin, I can look at that and I can convey about that DB, CLDB. Okay. Okay, guys, thank you. That's it for now. Let's come back tomorrow and discuss further about Hive. Mukesh, let me find out and I'll forward you the contact details. Thank you. Bye.